What's up, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Single, Taken, Tired. I'm your host, Jay Rio.
And I'm your co-host, Nia Truth. We're so glad you were tapping in with us today because, Jay, the topic we have on the table today, it is juicy, it is complicated, and it is going to have the group chats buzzing.
Yeah, we do. Today, we're diving deep into the data. We're talking about the state of Black love in 2026. We're talking tradition, transformation, and a whole lot of truth.
Because Black love has always been more than just, romance. It's been this cultural anchor for us, a source of resilience, a reflection of who we are. But things are changing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Social norms are shifting, financial issues are real, and social media has changed everything. So we got our hands on some research, some real numbers, and we're going to break it all down today. Marriage, divorce, singlehood, online dating, all of it.
This is one of those conversations that can get a little messy, a little complicated, but it's so necessary. So let's just jump right in. Where are we starting, Jay?
Let's start with the big one, marriage. It's still a meaningful institution in our community. Or is it? Let's talk about the numbers because they tell the story.
I feel that.
So get this. The data says Black adults marry at lower rates than the U.S. population overall. We're talking 30% of us are married compared to 48% nationally.
Wow, that's a big gap. And, I think some people hear that and they immediately think, oh, Black people don't value marriage. But I just don't think that's what it is. I think our journey to the altar is it's more complicated. When you say complicated, what comes to mind for you?
Right. And the numbers for folks who've never been married are even more telling. Nearly half of Black women, we're talking 49%, had never been married by 2022.
49%. Jay, that's half. That resonates. It feels like what I see in my own friend circles. And for me, it speaks to this rise of the Black woman who is educated, who is ambitious, who is building her own life. We're not just waiting around for him to put a ring on it anymore.
It's a similar trend for Black men, too. 52% had never been married by 2022. So it's happening across the board.
It really is. It feels like we're redefining what commitment and partnership even look like. Maybe it's not a piece of paper from the government for everyone. Maybe it's choosing to build a life with someone on your own terms and on your own timeline. Our mothers and grandmothers didn't always have the choices we have. We're taking our time.
That's a fact. But you know what else plays a huge role in this? The money, the economics. Check this stat out. 83% of Black men earning $100K plus marry Black women.
Okay, see, now that stat right there, that pushes back on that tired old narrative that successful Black men don't marry Black women.
It complicates it for sure.
It does, and it tells me that stability matters. It's not just about romantic love, it's about being in a position to build something lasting, a partnership, an empire even. It seems like when Black men reach a certain level of financial security, they're overwhelmingly choosing to build with Black women, and that's a powerful counter-narrative.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, so on the flip side of marriage, we got to talk about divorce. And the numbers here are kind of contradictory at first glance.
Let's get into it.
All right, so the first data point shows that Black women at about 39% and Black men at about 38%, they experience divorce at higher rates than other racial groups.
And see, that's the headline people always run with, right? That's the, see, Black families are broken narrative, the struggle. It's always focused on the struggle.
Exactly. But then you dig a little deeper in the same report and you see this other number. The average divorce rate for Black marriages is 30.8%, which is actually lower than the national average of 42%.
Wait a minute. Say that again?
Our divorce rate, 30.8%, is lower than the national average of 42%.
See, that's it right there. That's the resilience I am always talking about. It tells such a different story. It's like, yes, the pressures on Black couples are unique and they are immense. We're dealing with systemic stuff, financial stress, microaggressions, just the weight of being Black in America that all comes into the marriage with you.
For sure.
So, while those pressures might lead to higher instances of divorce overall, the couples who actually make it, the ones who get through that fire, they are forged in it. They are stronger. The bond is tighter. It means those marriages that last are remarkably resilient. It's a story of strength, not just struggle.
You see, I love that perspective. That really reframes the whole conversation. Okay, so resilience. It leads us perfectly into the next big topic, which honestly is the biggest group in all these numbers, the singles.
The 47%, yes, representing. We are out here.
Yes, you are. 47% of Black adults were single in 2020. That is far higher than white adults at 28% or Hispanic adults at 27%. We are leading the pack in singlehood.
And for so long, especially for Black women, that was framed as a crisis, a problem to be solved. Like there was something wrong with us. Your family is asking when you're going to settle down. Society is telling you your clock is ticking. It's a lot of pressure.
It's that waiting room idea the article mentioned. Like your life hasn't really started until you get a partner.
Yes, exactly. A waiting room for a man. And I am so glad that we are collectively rejecting that narrative. The vibe is not waiting anymore. It's building. Singlehood is a space for growth, for self-definition. It's where you build your career, your finances, your friendships, your peace. You're not half of a whole. You're already whole.
And the economics of it play a huge part in that empowerment. There's a stat from 2023 that shows Black women earned 92% of what Black men earned. That wage gap in our community is narrowing.
Thank you. That financial independence changes the entire dynamic of dating and relationships. It shifts things. You're not looking for a provider in the same way your grandmother might have been. You're providing for yourself. So now you get to look for a true partner, an equal, someone who adds to your life, not someone who completes it.
That's a powerful shift.
It's a total power move. And it means if you can't find that person who truly complements the beautiful life you've already built, you're good on your own. You're more than good. You're thriving.
Okay, so let's say you're single, you're thriving, you're building this life, and you decide, you know what, I'm open to meeting someone. So you do what people do in the 21st century. You get on the apps.
Ugh, and you promptly enter the seventh circle of hell. I'm kidding. Mostly.
I feel you. Well, the data backs up that feeling. It's pretty bleak, not gonna lie. The research shows that Black men and women receive fewer responses on dating apps than other racial groups.
Okay, tell me something I don't know from personal experience and the experience of literally every single Black friend I have. It's rough out there.
But this next part, this is what really got me. It says Black women receive the fewest replies of all, even from Black men.
There it is. Okay, let's sit with that for a second and unpack it, because every Black woman who has spent more than 5 minutes on a dating app has felt this in her soul. It is emotionally exhausting.
I can only imagine.
You're not just swiping left or right. You are actively navigating a world of bias. You have fetishization on one end with men who have a thing for Black girls, and then you have complete invisibility on the other end. And to see it quantified, that even our own men are part of that statistic of not replying, it's a deep and hurtful conversation that we need to be having in our community.
It is. It adds this whole other layer of complexity. The article says it perfectly. Finding connection online often means navigating bias as much as compatibility.
That part, that's the whole thesis right there.
So, man, we've covered the changing landscape of marriage, the resilience in divorce, the empowerment of singlehood, and the absolute challenge of online dating. It's a lot. When you take a step back and look at all of it, Naya, what's the bigger picture for you?
It could be easy to look at all these numbers and feel discouraged, but that's not what I take away from this. For me, the through line in every single one of these topics is resilience. It's adaptation. The article says Black love isn't static, and that is the absolute truth. It's always changing to meet the moment.
Yeah, it adapts, transforms, and persists. That feels right. It honors the roots of our grandparents' love stories, but it also embraces these new ways of being and connecting.
Exactly. Whether it's choosing to marry later, choosing to stay single and build your own empire, or even just mustering up the courage to swipe right one more time, it's all a testament to our identity and that enduring, powerful, beautiful pursuit of connection in whatever form it takes. Black love just finds a way. It always has.
Well said. Well said. And that feels like the perfect place to leave it for today. This is a huge conversation, and we know everyone listening has their own experiences with it.
Yes, so we want to hear from you all. What do you think? Do these numbers reflect what you're seeing in your own life? Are you single, taken, or just plain tired of it all? Hit us up on our socials at Single Taken Tired Podcast and let us know.
Let's keep this conversation going. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Jay Real.
And I'm Naya True. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.